Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. We're back with the MCU Phase 4 tier list. Now, there's a lot of this stuff on this tier in MCU Phase 4 that A, I've not watched, and B, is pretty bad as well. So, out of all the four tier lists, the first three, MCU Phase 1, 2, and 3, they would have largely positive ratings. These are going to be pretty bad. And as we've normally got here, we've got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and then D tier. I've had a few different ones where I've had even below D, they've had E and F tiers. If I've not seen it, it's probably just going to go in the D tier, unless I've heard really good things about it, which, looking here, I can't think of any that have been amazing that I haven't watched. So yeah, let's get into it. First, you've got Black Panther 2. This was a bad film. Of course, the guy who plays Black Panther is now dead. He was dead when this film was made. His sister is now playing Black Panther, which is awful, and also introduced us, I believe, to the chick who's in Ironheart. Again, that'll be an awful series. I don't know if that's even come out yet. If that's come out yet, it's probably awful. If it hasn't, it probably will be awful. I'm not gonna watch it. I've got better things to do with my time. Same way how I felt after I watched this film. I'm not going to watch it. I've got better things to do with my time. The only redeeming quality would be that they've got a halfway decent villain in Namor. But, you're facing a chick who's pretending to now be Black Panther. You're going out sad. Black Widow, haven't seen it. Got no interest in watching a film about an origin of a character who's already dead. No interest in that at all. Doctor Strange 2, pretty bad film in my opinion. Sam Raimi directed it, and you could definitely see that the director had a lot of influence in terms of the shots and the cinematography. Some really impressive camera work in this film and some really nice shots. That's again the only redeeming quality. The villain of this film is Wanda, who's just a chick. Doctor Strange does a decent performance, but the storyline is just so convoluted. They introduce a ton of new characters. They do this multiverse rubbish. I hated the multiverse at the time. This was one of the reasons why I hated the multiverse because, oh, you say in the multiverse anything can happen. That means nothing matters then. If anything can happen, nothing matters. Because this Stephen Strange could die. You could just get another one from the multiverse, new Stephen Strange, into the MCU, and feels like nothing's ever changed. Right? So, a bad film. Better than Black Panther 2 for sure because it's directed better and there's better shots. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've seen some of this. I've not seen all of it. I'm gonna put that at C tier. Again, nothing special. On the whole, a pretty boring show. Only redeeming sort of qualities was John Walker, the new Captain America, who should really be Captain America, not Steve Wilson, but whatever. Hawkeye, not seen it. Groot, didn't even know Groot had a show, but Groot's got a show. Haven't seen it. The Eternals, seen some of it. Extremely boring, bad reviews, cost a lot of money to make, and nothing will be followed up on it from because it was just that bad. A load of setup, and because the film did badly, there'll be no follow up. Eternals goes in D tier. Loki probably. I'm looking at this list. Loki is probably the best thing here, and season 1 was really good, and the ending of season 2 was really good as well. There's some filler there, some boring moments, some episodes that feel like a bit of a waste, but on the whole, Loki was a pretty good series, and being honest, it's probably the best MCU series they've done on Disney Plus. Right? Miss Marvel, not watched that. Moon Knight, watched it. Was if you had asked me at the time when I watched Moon Knight, I probably would have put it a B or C, but looking back on it, I'm definitely putting it in the D tier because there was some stat that for the entire show, you actually only see Moon Knight in his suit for like 17 minutes or something. I remember watching it, I'm like, okay, I get you've got this split personality, bro. I want to see Moon Knight beat some guys up, bro. He's not doing that. It felt like a waste of time. I doubt we'll get a Moon Knight season 2, which is a shame because the actor who's playing that guy, the guy who said somehow Palpatine's return, he was playing Moon Knight. I didn't mind him as Moon Knight, to be fair. It got really weird by the end, and we just didn't see enough of Moon Knight fighting, so it's going to go in the D tier. Shang-Chi, again, I've seen some of it. A pretty well-regarded film as well. Actually, I've seen all of it. Say I've seen some of it. I've seen all of it. A good film. A film I probably would rewatch again. A solid film, better than Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange 2. You know, and some of the other films here. But Shang-Chi, solid film, putting it in the B tier. She-Hulk, I watched 2 episodes of it and couldn't stomach anymore. Then you've got Spider-Man No Way Home, that's going B tier. Again, at the time, if you had asked me, when this film had just came out and I first saw it, S tier or A tier, but it's got to go B tier. It's got some solid fundamentals, but overall the film's built off nostalgia. But even when you're looking at it from purely a story point of view, it's got a solid foundation there where you've got Peter Parker who's coming across these people that he genuinely wants to help. Not uncle, aunt, whatever his auntie's called, bro. I'm cooked. Whatever, May Parker, Aunt May, yeah, she dies. Spoiler alert if you've not seen it. Do you know what I mean? This film came out like 5, 6 years ago. Aunt May dies in it. Some controversy, not controversy, something for him to overcome, right? It's a decent little film, B tier. Thor Love and Thunder, awful. That's going in the D tier. WandaVision, not seen it, but heard some decent things about it at the start. I think this was the first Disney Plus series, or one of the first. I've not seen it. I've seen clips of it. It looks pretty bad, but some people think it's somewhat decent and it's well regarded, so I'm putting it in my C tier. Uh, Beowulf, not seen it. Or Werewolf, not Beowulf. Werewolf, not seen it. Not going to. What If was decent. I really liked What If Season 1. Um, yeah, really good film, in my opinion. Not film, series, season 1. I've not seen season 2, so I'm basing this purely off of season 1, and I'm putting that in the B tier because I think really had some interesting stories there and was going in really interesting directions where, it was an anthology series. You had the one where Doctor Strange was buggy, and then you had one where, Ultron took over all the Infinity Stones and he could see like the Watcher. That was fire, bro. I loved that episode. I don't know what this is. Is this the Guardians Christmas special? I don't even know. I can't even see the picture of that. I'm gonna say it's the Guardians Christmas special. I don't even know if you can count that, but I don't even know what that is, bro. What is that? These pictures are so fucking small. Yeah, I got no idea what that is, bro. I'm putting that D tier because I've got no idea what that is. But yeah, like I said, comparing this to the previous 3 tiers. Yeah, comparing it to the previous 3 tiers. Yes, it's Phase 4. You're gonna see, a lot of D tier here because a lot of this I just haven't watched, and a lot of it is bad. You know, the stuff that I've watched. Moon Knight was bad, She-Hulk was bad, Love and Thunder was bad, uh, Black Panther 2 was bad. I haven't seen Black Widow, heard it was bad. Haven't seen Hawkeye, heard it was bad. Haven't seen Miss Marvel. Haven't seen Werewolf. I don't know if Werewolf is good. Is it Werewolf? I haven't. Yeah, I don't know if Werewolf is good or not. But I haven't watched it. WandaVision, I've seen some of it. It looks pretty bad in my opinion, but somewhat well regarded, and I really enjoy Vision. So and you can tell at times he's really putting his all into that performance. So that gets it to the C tier. Again, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, mostly a pretty boring series. Like I said, only redeeming quality is John Walker, and then you've got also in the C tier Doctor Strange 2. Again, pretty bad film, but only redeeming qualities was a decent performance from the Benedict Cumberbatch, and also some really interesting directing choices by Sam Raimi. Then you've got the B tier, you've got What If. I'm only talking about season 1 when I'm talking about this. I really enjoyed season 1. Then you've got No Way Home, which again, another film at the time. Like I said, if you'd asked me this fresh out of coming out of the cinema from No Way Home, I probably would have put it in S tier. But looking back on it, heavily relies on nostalgia. But it's got a decent underlying story as well, which makes it higher than a C or D, right? Shang-Chi as well, probably the best film in this phase, if we're being honest, which is kind of crazy. Kind of does speak to the standard of content in MCU Phase 4 that Shang-Chi is not a bad film, but for it to be the best film in this phase is crazy. Loki, the first season was quite good, and I really enjoyed, like I said, the season two ending. So yeah, Loki's again the best Disney Plus series they've done, and I'm comparing it to the other stuff. It's the best thing Marvel produced during this period. But yeah, another tier list down. That's the first 4 phases of the MCU. Um, so yeah, that's it. Another episode of the Seth solo side quest in the bag. Let me know if you guys disagree with any of these. Do you think I was too harsh? There's a lot in the D tier, A lot of stuff I haven't seen, a lot of stuff that was really bad. Let me know if you think I've been a bit too harsh, and let me know if you think I've been a bit too gracious, a bit too generous with some of these other series that are ranked above the D tier. Should WandaVision be in the D tier? Should What If be in the C tier? Because, like I said, I really enjoyed season one. Season two isn't as well regarded. So, yeah, something to consider there. But, yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.